I want to take this. We've got Alex in Virginia. You're on with Jim and Matt.
Oh God. Hi guys. How are you doing?
Yeah, hot mess, but how are you?
Yeah.
Well, pretty much the same, really.
Yeah.
I just had a quick question. I know you guys have had a lot of atheist callers already today, so I just want to get through this quick. I really just had a question for you because I've been watching.
You're the last atheist, by the way. We have nothing but theist callers waiting now.
I'm sorry?
You're going to be the last atheist caller for today. We have nothing but theists calls in the queue to get to. But please, you have a serious issue, and I wanted to get to it. So fill us in.
Okay. All right. So short answer, my father is dying. He's a lifelong Catholic, has been for pretty much his whole life, I guess. I left the church when I was about 13. We've never really seen eye to eye on it. And, we coexist. Despite that, the man still was a father to me. And regardless of my religious or irreligious leanings, he always did the best he could for me.
Yeah.
And I have one thing that's always been kind of a sticking point is that he worried for me. And I have to ask if it's even remotely ethical at this point for me to just say, you know what, Dad, you're right. I can believe in God for a while, and I obviously don't, but just to let him believe that I do. So until he goes, he doesn't have to worry about me. He doesn't have to go out worrying about me. And sorry.
So I'm also a recovering Catholic. I am not out to my parents. I'm also not hiding from them. If they were on any social media, they would know I'm an atheist. And I'm not going to answer your question directly. I'm going to give you my reasoning behind what I'm doing, and let you draw your own conclusions. But the reason I'm not is because it would destroy my parents, especially my mom. And I don't want to do that to them. I don't want to cause them any more distress than I need to. And in conversations we've had, there's no doubt in my mind that there is a way that I can phrase this or have a conversation with them that would not utterly destroy them. And that is not something I am willing to do. And so I try not to lie to them, but I also am not going to tell them the truth. I'm not going to tell them I'm out and out atheist. I'm not going to tell them I'm a host on the AXP. I'm not going to tell them those things. They can find out if they really want to. Fortunately, they're not on social media. So I'm not exactly hiding either. But for me, it is, do I want to cause them any more emotional distress than I need to? And yes, I'm willing to tell them that lie. I'm willing to go to church with them. I'm willing to do all those things with them because it doesn't cost me anything to make them feel good and to keep them from worrying excessively about me. So that is kind of my reasoning behind it. To me, there's no ethical question in that, because I'm not gaining or losing anything and I'm helping them. Now, if I thought I could actually have a conversation with them that wouldn't destroy them, I probably would. But I don't know of a way to do it. So that's kind of my answer for it. I don't know, Matt, do you want to?
I had a struggle with this when my grandmother was dying, and I'd been asked similar things before, and I said, part of me would like to think that I would, if she was on her deathbed and was asking me, that I would just tell her the comforting lie, and I decided that I couldn't. But what I came up with was, for me in my situation, better. And that is that while we didn't talk about it right before she died, if she had asked, my plan was to let her know that I love her, I'm going to miss her, and as far as I can tell, death is the end, but that I genuinely hope, if there's something more, that I can spend eternity together with her. And all of that is true. I don't think it's going to happen, but all of that is true, that would I like to spend forever playing cards with my grandmother? Yes. And if that's not enough for somebody, if that's not enough, then I'm not the one doing damage to them. Their religious beliefs that prevent them from having that kind of relationship with me, that's what's doing the harm. And so I don't view myself as the problem of that harm, but I'm also I'm not remotely objecting to what Jim has suggested either. We're talking about if death is the end. Well, I don't need to somebody to go out, and take away their religious belief or convince them or lie to them or anything else. I just want to focus on the human relationship that we have. You're the only one that can decide what you're okay with. And I would say that what Jim's talking about with the comforting lie is a moral good. And what I'm talking about with finding another way to let that person know that you love them and care and wish that things would be that way is also a moral good. There are many right answers to this, and it's going to change depending on the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate it, guys.
Thanks.
All right.
I hope things
Good luck.
get better. I hope you deal with this and that you and your dad find whatever piece is best for you guys.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, man. Okay. Now that we're all crying.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just found out yesterday that my mom's being tested for corona, that they found cases in their retirement home.
My sister-in-law is in the hospital. She had a high fever for 5 days. It got up to 104. And it turns out that they've ruled out corona. They're thinking it's some sort of tick-borne illness, but not Lyme disease, maybe Rocky Mountain spotted fever. But I got a note today that her color is better. Her fever has dropped a little bit and they're treating it. So I'm encouraged that I will get to see my sister-in-law again.
Right.
And that, things will be okay. Hail science.
Yeah.
Yeah. The interpersonal stuff, it's difficult.